Massachusetts shelters will likely receive another influx of cash. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm JC Monahan.
And I'm Matt Pritchard. Despite that money, Beacon Hill lawmakers are adding new restrictions, aiming to bring the struggling system back under control. Quick work on a $425 million supplemental budget.
32 members having voted in the affirmative, 7 in the negative. The bill is passed.
The Massachusetts Senate greenlighting additional funding for the state's struggling shelter system, keeping it afloat through June while adding new restrictions, including limits on shelter stays.
It lowers the cap from 9 months to 6 months, and it statutorily caps the number of families that can be in EA at 4,000, which is the traditional pre-migrant inflow level. So I think it strikes a good balance.
Do you feel like this informs that next budget to try and get a number that maybe will last an entire fiscal year for the shelters?
We're hoping that the number that we include in FY26 annual budget will last the full year because, you know, the well is dry.
Now, city and state leaders recognizing that reality and the need for adjustments.
And I'm pleased to see that they enacted the reforms that I proposed.
I know there are budget constraints all around that are very real as well.
But budget hawks remain skeptical of the state's approach.
We're just spending a lot of taxpayer money and not really dealing with the underlying issues.
Seeing more of the same and little chance of course correction.
They're not going to change what's going to happen in a few months, which is more stories that we've seen will continue on. And the taxpayers are going to be on the hook for another bailout in probably 6 months.
An Outlook Chairman Rodrigues pushes back on, calling this a compromise aimed at stability.
When you end up someplace in the middle trying to reach a balance, you get those at the extreme ends of the fulcrum, disappointed.